About 6 months ago, I was sitting at my dining room table with Abigail, my granddaughter. She's 4.5. She's the monkey of the family, so she was sitting on the table. Better to read books with her. She can watch the words. She reads a line and I read a line. Of course, she likes to read the punchlines. You know, the stories for 4.5-year-old girls, you know, Big Brown Bear we were reading. If you're ever looking to get a pet, beware. Do not choose a grizzly bear. He may look cute, he may look sweet, but all he'll want to do is eat. He'll chew your couch, your table, and your chair. And he'll chew up all your underwear. Of course, she reads the punchlines and she laughs at every single one of them, and her face lights up and she looks at me, and all of a sudden she goes real serious. She says, "Grandpa?" I say, "What?" She says, "Your hair is gray." And I kind of laugh and I says, "Yeah, your grandpa's getting old." And with a voice I couldn't begin to imitate, she looks at me and says, "Getting old is stupid." I gotta agree, getting old is stupid. Reading to children isn't. It's one of the smartest things you can do. Abigail and Emily, her older sister, she just turned 8. They stay over at our house about 3 or 4 nights a month. And most every night when they're in bed, in both their little prayers they've said, they shout for me to come upstairs and I tell them tales of grizzly bears and Indians and gypsies bold and eagles with claws that hold a baby's wing, fairy sprites that roam the woods on starry nights. And I must illustrate these tales, must imitate the northern gales that toss the Indian's canoe and show the way he paddles to it. If in the story there is a bear, I have to pause and sniff the air and show the way he climbs trees to steal honey from the bees, and then I buzz like angry bees and pretend to sting them on the nose and knees, and we howl in pain, well, till Grandma cries that pair will never close their eyes with all the noise upstairs you make. You're simply keeping them awake. And then they whisper, just one more. And once again, I'm forced to roar. New stories every night, they ask, and that is not an easy task. I have to be so many things. A frog that croaks, a lark that sings, a clever fox, a frightened hen, but just last week they stumped me when they wanted me to twist and squirm and imitate a worm. At last, they nod off to sleep, and slowly down the stairs I creep, and Grandma says, "Well, I must say, you're just as much a child as they." But you can bet I'll not resign this storytelling job of mine, because once upon a time we grew up on stories and the voices in which they were told. We need words to hold us and the world to behold us, to truly know our own soul. So I read them the Chronicles of Narnia and the Education of Little Tree. And they close their eyes and they listen as I did when these stories were read to me. With my brother, sister, and my brother, most of our friends, like sometimes quite a crowd, would gather and listen to my mom or dad as they began to read aloud. A different voice for every princess, for every knight, and all of the dragons. And when my mom read Tolkien, I could actually tell the difference between Frodo and Bilbo Baggins. We spent so much time together reading out loud on long drives or nestled in reading nooks. Much of the man I am today was influenced by all those great books that my parents read to me when I was little more than a child. I know how the cage bird sings, and I know the call of the wild, Charlotte's Web, Watership Down, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, The Diary of Anne Frank, A Wrinkle in Time, The King Must Die. Read to your children all of the time, novels and nursery rhymes. autobiographies, the Hamilton Spectator. It doesn't matter if it's quality time. For once upon a time, we grew up on stories, voices in which they were told. We need words to hold us, and the world to behold us, to truly know our own souls.